Let's get up to speed now on the latest news in Jackson's water crisis. City leaders said this afternoon that the O.B. Curtis treatment facility remained at a steady pressure over the past 24 hours.
Yeah, and that's a welcome development. Pressure at midday was holding steady at 86 pounds per square inch. That's just under engineers' goal of 87 psi. So all of Jackson should have pressure, and most are experiencing normal pressure, but they say crews haven't been able to push as much water into the overhead water tanks as they'd like.
Now, if that presents a challenge to plant operations, it could impact pressure at for the customers. The city tells us there is currently water in all storage tanks, but the Suncrest tank, and that is in South Jackson, it is a lower level than preferred. Also today, the city began investigative sampling of the water. They need 2 rounds of clear samples before the boil water advisory can be lifted.
Meantime, Mayor Chukwueze Lumumba offered a paper trail of stories to news media this afternoon. And 12 News' Richard Lake joins us now live from City Hall with the mayor's defense of his work to address the city's chronic water problems. Richard, what do you have to say?
Well, that's right. Mayor Lumumba opened up his news conference today by sharing some good news amidst this ongoing crisis. According to Mayor Lumumba, the majority of Jackson residents should have normal water pressure levels as the O.B. Curtis water plant recovers. While this comes as welcome news for people, this crisis is far from over.
The city of Jackson has restored its pressure before. We've lifted boil water notices before. But I think that it is critical that we don't drop a mission accomplished banner just yet, because the condition is still as we've said it is. That it's not a matter of if these systems will fail again, but when these systems will fail again if we don't have permanent fixes in place.
As the city has been accused of not having a plan to bring permanent fixes by many state officials, Mayor Lumumba took time today to outline efforts the city has made.
I want to return to the call of us working in conjunction with each other and not taking those shots. I do believe that there are some matters that we do have to make clear so that people understand where their city has been and what efforts we have made.
Mayor Lumumba displayed multiple documents written by the city of Jackson and other partners focused on the city's water infrastructure. The mayor also had with him a letter he sent to Governor Tate Reeves requesting assistance after the 2020 winter storm that froze water services.
I am requesting emergency funding from the state and federal government to make capital improvements necessary for the efficient operation of Jackson's water treatment plants and distribution network. These improvements are critical to the efforts to ensure that our residents and businesses are not deprived of clean water again.
According to Mayor Lumumba, he never received a response from the governor. Mayor Lumumba also showed a draft of the fully outlined plan that he has mentioned to 12 News, but offered no timeline on when those possible solutions may be put in place. Now, it's worth mentioning that Congressman Benny Thompson said recently that he has not seen a finished plan to fix these infrastructure issues yet from Mayor Lumumba. Reporting live in Jackson, Richard Lake, 12 News.
Thank you, Richard. The mayor's comments today don't quite mesh with what some other city and state leaders have said. And Byron, you talked with Senator John Horhn today.
That's right. I did talk to him this afternoon, and Senator Horhn said that the mayor doesn't have a detailed plan about dealing with the outage of the system, and that needs to change. What's your thoughts and your reaction to what the mayor was saying about this plan that he presented?
I think the mayor's anxious, and I can understand and appreciate his being anxious to put something out there, but we don't have a plan yet. We need a detailed plan that speaks to fixing long-term our drinking water system, our wastewater system, and our billing and collections. We've got to do it all comprehensively. It can't be piecemeal, and it's got to be long-term.
What the mayor has put out, what do you call that? He calls it a plan, but you're not calling it a plan.
I have not seen the document the mayor is talking about. It has not been presented to the entire delegation, if it's been presented to the delegation at all. So I don't know what he's talking about.
And when you talk about a plan, define a plan, because, I mean, there's this back and forth between all the other politicians and in the mayor's office about a plan.
Well,
and I think the public's like this tit for tat here. What's going on?
Yeah, and I think we're trying to work as a team, and we need to be working as a team to fix this thing short-term and long-term. But if we're going to put a plan together to do what is estimated by some to be about a $2 billion fix, we need a detailed plan. It's a plan on how we're going to fix long-term our drinking water. The estimates are somewhere around $700 million to fix that. We have a $940 million price tag on fixing our wastewater. We don't know what it's going to cost to fix our billing and collection system because it's a moving target. We have meters that work, some that don't work. We have a lot of stranded customers that aren't getting bills. We've got to fix the whole thing, and you need a plan this thick. Now, I have not seen a plan this thick coming from anybody.
Well, we also spoke with a man who has his own experience with Jackson's aging water system. Harvey Johnson was mayor of Jackson from 1997 to 2005, and then again from 2009 to 2013. So just where we are in the water crisis. I mean, you were mayor 10 years ago. Governor said it began 10 years ago when you were mayor. What's your thoughts on what the governor had to say?
Well, I mean, clearly the governor has not done enough research. During my tenure in office, from 97 to 05 and then from 09 to 13, we spent over $150 million upgrading the water system. About 2.8 million of that came from the federal government. 6 million was 2.8 in a grant from the federal government. We got $6 million in a loan from the state. So, you know, we had in place a roadmap, a game plan for making improvements to the water system, and we went by that game plan. So I'm not sure what the governor is talking about. It, you know, maybe if he would look more closely at what the city had done over the years, particularly back during the time that I'm speaking of. I can't address after that. He would find that we were very aggressive in making improvements to our water system.
When that ice storm hit in 2012, what was the reaction from your administration at that time, and what did it point out as far as the issues with the water system?
In 2010? Yeah, 2010. Well, clearly it pointed out that there were some problems with age lines, that cold weather would have a damaging effect, would interrupt water service to a lot of people. The capital area was affected. Downtown was affected the most. That's where a lot of older water lines were. And so it pointed out that we needed to pay attention to that, and we actually came up with a plan to address the deficient water lines in the capital area, including a storage facility. And we presented that to the state because we wanted some assistance from the state, some financial assistance. We wanted a grant. We asked for about $12 million. We received a $6 million loan. So one of the things that pointed out to me was that if that type of catastrophic event involving state legislators that they had personal experience with, if that would not generate assistance for the city of Jackson in terms of financial assistance or grant, then, you know, I wonder what would. And apparently it took something like what's happening now at the O.B. Curtis to get the attention of the state, which is unfortunate.